What's up, YouTube? So, in this video, I'm going to be talking about Zion Nelson, offensive lineman out of Miami. Now, he plays tackle, and that's probably where he should stay, but I'm not totally sure. I'm not really a massive fan of him. He has a lot to improve on. So, he's 6'5", and being reported is 316. But he was pretty small before this season, and he doesn't look 316. But whatever. He needs to keep his feet moving a little bit more consistently. As far as his hands go, they're not the most accurate in the world, but at the very least, I will say he does show the desire to get his hands inside. And when he does miss with his hands, he does try to fight to get his hands back inside, which is nice. And he's also not the strongest person in the world either, even though he does have a pretty good anchor to kind of help with that. Sometimes the thing about his anchor and his knee bend is the consistency, because sometimes it does look good, and even his hand placement, it looks good sometimes. There's just nothing really consistent with him. All the technique and everything like that, like he shows flashes of having good technique, but he needs to put it together on every down. And because his hand placement and accuracy and his strength is a little bit off, he does have a tendency to lean and lunge toward his opponent to try to compensate for that. And that's going to get you into trouble too, especially if your hands aren't that good. You're exposing your chest, you're leaning forward. So things like cloth pulls and swim moves, you're going to be really weak to those types of maneuvers, because your momentum's already moving forward. So if someone grabs your jersey and pulls down, you're going to go with it, because your 300 pounds of momentum is already headed that way. So that's something to watch out for too. His feet in general just need work. He's decently athletic and can get to the next level pretty well. But overall, just his feet really do need to improve. He seems to handle power okay for his size. Like I said, his anchor and knee bend does look good sometimes. So if you can get that consistent, I think he'll be fine. His base has a tendency to get a little bit wide as well. And I would also like to see him punch a little bit more as well. He just kind of has a tendency to catch people. I want to see him punch out and use the bit of strength he does have. He also has a tendency to not finish his plays as well. So that's a concern. And he does that thing that I call out Austin Jackson and Jesse Davis for, where he tries to one hand block people way more often than I would like him to. So he definitely has a lot to be desired. And there's just too many plays where people are just moving him. And sometimes because his feet are inconsistent, he tries to guess what his opponent is going to do. For example, just a hypothetical, if he's up against an edge rusher who's been beating him to the outside with athleticism all day, he'll guess that he's going to go outside again, and he'll give up the inside, or vice versa. And he kind of gets himself in trouble that way. He gives up his chest way too often. But the thing is, as far as where to put him, I'm not really that sure, because his feet aren't that good, which would lead to him not wanting to put him at tackle. But I also don't think he's strong enough to play guard. So I don't really know what to do with him. I think, like I said, his knee bend and anchor are okay, so maybe putting him at guard would be better, because he might be able to handle power a little bit better than those twitcher edge rushers. I don't know. I'm not really a big fan of him, if I'm being honest with you. But anyway, that's going to be it for this video. If you liked it, appreciate hitting that like button. Have any questions or comments in the comments down below. Subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.